Before the social priest Shen Wei entered the palace, farewell to parents and sister Shen Yu. Mother stuffed him with a sachet embroidered with a wish for one-hearted. Shen Wei confesses that he does not seek grace, just want to live in peace. Draft Hall. Shen Wei looked like the late Queen Chen Yuan. The Emperor Sha Che was shocked. He deliberately sang, poorly used posture is difficult to achieve elegance. Lucky wind, often assigned to remote broken jade houses. Shen Wei deliberately avoids favor. I only read and grow flowers in Zhu Nixuan every day. Depend on Wang Kuiking and Sha Yunzi. Noble person of Zhang Ruoyan summoned, take the initiative to find broken Yuxuan to visit. The two have been good friends since childhood. Handle mutual complaint. Zhang Ruoyan told the people in the palace to have ulterior motives. You and I need to support each other. Don't trust others. Lin Chechu found promise, being in a difficult situation and being laughed at by other women. After Shen Wei lifted the siege, he invited him to live with him in preliminary friendship. New Year's Eve banquet in the palace. Shen Wei said he was sick and avoided the table. Garden alone to enjoy the plums. Shen Wei accidentally dropped the sachet when folding plums. It was picked up by Shao Che, the emperor who traveled in Wei. Shao Che heard him chanting against the wind as an explanation. It is easy not to destroy the heart and make a good impression. Name. Shen Wei left in a hurry under the pseudonym Shen Yu. Shao Che never forgot about Shen Yu. Wanted people to look around. Shao Che found out that there was a person surnamed Shen in broken. Someone sent a glazed lamp. Shen Wei looked at the light and shadow flowing on the lamp. Uneasy. He was afraid of getting into trouble. I felt my heartstrings again. Zha Che took the opportunity to visit Fang Ya and came to broken. He recognized that Shen Wei was the person he met in Yimi Garden. Rejoicing in heart, stayed there that night. Shen Wei is gaining favor day by day. Emperor Shao Che visited the broken jade pavilion frequently. The rewards are endless. In the past, the palace was deserted, and the door was like a market. Shen Wei was therefore sealed as a micro-noble. Murong Yang was furious when she learned that Shen Wei was favored, on the grounds that he did not greet this palace after the new favorite. Ordered someone to pass Shen Wei to Yikun Palace for questioning. In Yikun Palace, Murong Yang deliberately punished Shen Wei for kneeling under the scorching sun. Heard the news and came to plead. But Murong Yang rejected on the grounds that the rules of the harem cannot be broken. At the critical moment, Shao Che drove to the distressed support of Shen Wei and accused Murong Yan of being domineering and ignoring the safety of Murong Yan was frustrated for the first time. The hatred for Shen Wei deepens, although Zhang Ruoyan received the same favor, but always steady. From time to time, it is unpredictable to mention Shen Wei's sacred heart. Lin Chechu saw the scenery of Shenzhong and the truth. I have low self-esteem. He intended to please Shen Wei, but because of his poor words and humble background, repeatedly self-defeating. Once Shen Wei gave him a pearl hairpin. He mistakenly knew each other and used the left. Dark feelings are despised and unhappy. Empress Liu Yue was gentle toward Shen Wei on the surface. In fact, secretly observed. I ordered Jianko to send the coming incense mixed with Libby. Intend to make Shen Wei feel weak. If you miss something, you will do a quiet suppression. Shen Wei has been sleeping unsteadily for days. Mental decline. The Maid King noticed that the cigarette was dark. The smell is different from the usual fragrance. Shen Wei's heart froze. He activated immediately and began to pay close attention to the queen's every move. Shen Wei and Zhang Ruoyan take a walk in the imperial garden. Met Murong Yan and her henchman by chance. Murong Yan deliberately makes things difficult. Let Shen Wei improvise poetry. I want him to make a fool of himself and show his talents. Shen Wei calmly sang the Peony Demon before appearing in court. Which Ikogami. Meaningless love. The only true national color of peonies. When the flowers bloom, move the capital. Both praise the royal weather. Neither humble nor arrogant. Shao Che happened to pass by. After hearing it, he praised Shen Wei's intelligence even more. Praised him in public for his talents and good looks. Lin Chechu witnessed all this in the corner of the imperial garden. He watched Shen Wei being loved by Shao Che and envied by everyone. A complicated light flashed in his eyes, both jealous and unwilling. Then he turned and left silently. Zhang Ruoyan was praised by Shao Che as dignified and the wind of motherhood. Chartered associate 6 task matters. Growing power. Caused strong dissatisfaction with Murong Yan. Murong Yan my Tongjiang Ruoyan palace maid. Added palpitations to his soup. Medicinal materials for weakness. Zhang Ruoyan is getting weaker and weaker, but I can't find the reason. At the same time, Murong Yan spread rumors that Zhang Ruoyan wanted to seize power, deliberately pretending to be sick to gain sympathy. Shen Wei noticed that Zhang Ruoyan's condition was strange. Secretly let Zha Yanzi investigate. Finally found evidence that the palace made poison. How sure about this? After Shao Che found out the truth, severely punished Murong Yan's palace maid, slightly dissatisfied with concubine Hua. But due to the power of brother Murong Yan himself was not severely punished. After Zhang Ruoyan recovered from chilling at Zha Che's favoritism and power, he told Shen Wei that the emperor's favor was as thin as paper. Power is the foundation of life. Both of their moods have quietly changed. Lin Chechu accidentally got Zha Che's lucky chance, but he was disliked by Zha Che because of his nervous and clumsy behavior. Afterwards, he was ridiculed by other concubines. Queen Liu Yue saw Lin Chechu's dissatisfaction and inferiority. Secretly sent Jianko to contact her. Sent her expensive spice clothes and sheet music. It implies that only by following this palace can you have a brain. Don't look up to others. Lin Chechu, in order to gain the support of the queen, get out of humble situation, secretly revealed to Liu Yue, Shen Wazhen, and Zhao Yu are in daily life. Got an encounter. We had a great time. Liu Yue remembered in her heart. Start planning. Princess Shen Wei, when you had sudden abdominal pain, Wei Liangdi immediately identified it was caused by the pica flower mix in the germ some offered by Shen Wei. Rong Yan took the opportunity to fan the flame, framed Shen Wei for deliberately murdering the princess out of jealousy. Although Shen Wei denied it, as soon as Zhang Ruoyin came forward to testify, he said he was with him that day. No crime time. However, Rong Yan immediately put Shen Wei in a precarious situation. In the nick of time, Song Ning came forward to testify, said to have seen the maids in Wei Liangdi's palace acting secretly, and pointed out that the tapaiga flower style is commonly used in Rongyan Palace. At the same time, little Yangkou also found the eunuch who sent tapaiga flower to Shen Wei. It was indeed assigned by Rongyan. So far the truth has come out. Zhao Qi compensated Shen Wei. The decree banned him from being a concubine and gave him the Grand Tangli Palace to live in. Queen Liu Yue personally congratulated. In fact, I took the opportunity to observe the layout of Tangli Palace, remind Shen Wei Shi to attract the wind. Overexposure once hated. I hope he will be cautious. The other side, Rang Yuan, who was grounded for half a month after the lifting of the ban incident. The hatred against Shen Wei continued unabated. He instructed Zhou Ninghe to hide in the well water of Tangli drugs that make women less likely to conceive, attempting to cut off the possibility of Shen Wei conceiving a prince. This plan was noticed by the careful Wang Kui. Well water is different. Wang Kui immediately reported to Shen Wei. Shen Wei stared at the fine impurities floating in the well. Cold eyes. He knows that there is no room for change between Rong Yan and him, only face to face. The news came that Shen Wei was pregnant. Zhao Qi was overjoyed. Not only is the reward rich, he also ordered that no one should disturb the concubines. Violators will be severely punished. Shen Wei's mother relies on Zigui. No one can match the status. Zhang Ruoyin is really happy for him. Visit in person every day, repeatedly tell. He is cautious. The most dangerous pregnant women in the harem. Lin Chuchu gave Shen Wei a bottle of soothing glue, said to relieve pregnancy discomfort and nourish the skin. Shen Wei believes it to be true and uses it daily. In fact, the soothing gum contains a lot of musk. Long-term use can lead to miscarriage. Shen Wei occasionally feels a dull pain in her lower abdomen. But I thought it was a normal reaction during pregnancy. Song Ning came to visit. Smell the smell of soothing glue, and your face changes slightly. Remind Shen Wei that this fragrance is too strong. It should not be used more during pregnancy. Fatal gas. But Shen Wei didn't take it to heart, just treat it as a concubine. Rong Yan learned that Shen Wei was sleepy during pregnancy, deliberately arranging songs and dances at the palace banquet, forcibly invite Shen Wei to go. Shen Wei was forced to attend the banquet. The abdominal pain worsened after returning. Shen Wei has persistent abdominal pain. Failed to save the fetus. She was so devastated that she cried until she fainted in her cold. I wake up with tears still streaming down my face. Heartbroken. Imperial physician Qin Zhangyan diagnosed a large accumulation of followed musk in his body. Finally identified. The culprit was actually the soothing glue given by Lin Chuchu. After Gash learned the truth, Long Yan was furious, intended severe punishment. However, Queen Liu Yue dealt with it. It was an unintentional mistake to say that Lin was for human use, and hinted that the mastermind behind the scenes may be Rong Yan. In the end, Lin Chuchu was only grounded, and the investigation of concubine Hua came to nothing. Shen Wei lies in a sleep, looking at the empty palace, frustrated with Zhao Qi. He finally understands, in the heart of the emperor, love never weighs more than power and suspicion. From then on, he made up his mind. He must win this battle of the palace of life. Only so. Only then can you protect yourself and the people around you. Shen Wei's more postpartum. Zhao Qi used his fortune to fail to preserve the dragon heir, falling apart. Instead, he frequently visited the palaces of Rong Yan and Lin Chuchu. Tangli palaces set quickly snub. The Ministry of Internal Affairs follows the trend and sees the cause and makes the rudder gradually neglect. Rong Yan took the opportunity. The second humiliation scolded Shen Wei as an ominous person who killed, asserting that he is unworthy of the throne. Shen Wei looks at himself in the mirror, looking at the haggard face in the mirror, the hard and family expectations before entering the palace in a hurry. He wants to leave the suffocating golden dragon, away from all conflicts between right and wrong. Shen Wei asked Zhao Qi for an order, willing to go to Ganlu Temple to practice, away from the chaos of the court. Zhao Qi felt ashamed in his heart, but also granted his request. Shen Wei put down his body to carry water, chop firewood, and chant scriptures every day. The heart gradually calms down, trying to forget past pain. Late at night, Shen Wei gazed at the moon outside the meditation room, remembering the past joys and pains, mixed feelings. But I don't know that there is a pair of eyes in the dark, staring at him silently. After Zhai Yu learned of Shen Wei's experience, take care of him secretly, give him warm clothes, healing robes and delicious food. He never mentioned the court. Only talk about poetry with Shen Wei, chat about landscape scenery, slit his wounded heart. Shen Wei gradually emerged from the haze with Zhai Yu's company. I feel the long-lost sincerity and warmth. Zhai Yu confessed his heart to Shen Wei, saying I don't care about your past, don't care where you are. I just want to spend the rest of my life away from this court chaos, and pull out a concentric knot. Promise when the time is right. I asked my brother for an order. Marry you as a side concubine. Keep you safe for life. Shen Wei was moved by Zhao Yu's sincerity. Accept the concentric knot. The two of them privately agreed for life under the moonlight of Ganlu. Zhao Yang sent a secret letter through Si Wangyi. Zhang Ruoyan insisted on getting along with Shen Wei, refused to submit to the queen. Liu Yue was accused of fornication with a foreign man in the name of the palace. Now in the cold. Shen Wei received this news outside the palace. Angered. I only hate that the head of state who lives in Ganlu Temple has no jewel. Sha Yu decided to take action after learning use your own convenience to sneak into the palace to secretly explore. And after some unannounced visits, Sha Yu finally won Liu Yue's structure. The evidence of falling into the river ruin and reporting it to Sha Emperor Ming through investigation. The truth is clear. Then he ordered the release of Lan Guang, restore the position of concubine Yan Hui. However, Zhang Ruoyan's heart has turned to ashes after being wronged. From then on, it was called resting. I no longer want to serve you. Shen Wei heard that Zhang Ruoyan was safe, feel relief, but also completely sober as long as Liu Yue is still in a high position. The people he cares about will never have peace. With this in mind, his eyes grow stronger. We must return to the palace as soon as possible. King's chess game mutual assistance. Cherished. Brother Mrong Yan takes the credit and supports the troops with pride. Zhang Changsha Chase confidant. The emperor is secretly plotting gradually reduce their military power, disintegrate the Mrong clan. Mrong family sacrifice. Liu Yue took the opportunity to join hands to try the old Mrong Yan's past criminal evidence. The evidence is conclusive. Sha Che ordered him to be thrown into the coal palace and give Joy and Yixiang as yourself. Brother Mrong was given death. Whole family overturned. Mrong Yan learned from the coal palace. Huan Yixiang was actually given by Sha Che himself. My lifelong infertility is actually a king's plan. One thought to ashes. He crashed into a wall and died. On his deathbed, he called out to the emperor, "You're so cruel. I, Mrong Yan, have competed for fame all my life." Mrong Yan died. The court landscape has changed. Liu Yue is the only one. Cover the sky with one hand. Shen Wei thought, I can finally break free from the shackles of the court, achieve true happiness. Shao Che suddenly remembered Shen Wei's kindness, and because I miss Queen Changyuan, sent someone to visit Ganle Temple. I want to take her back to the palace. Shen Wei was flustered after learning that. He didn't want to leave Sha Yu. I am also afraid that Jia Che's will implicate Sha Yu in a dilemma. Sha Yu, in order to protect Shen Wei, don't let him be forcibly brought back to the palace by Sha Che. Take the initiative to ask him to go to the frontier to fight. Before leaving, he told Shen Wei to wait for me to come back. I will definitely give you a justifiable identity. Take you out of here. Shen Wei says goodbye with tears, but I don't know that this separation is life and death. Soon after, news came from the palace. Say Xiao Yushen, dead son, no bones. Shen Wei was overcome with grief and depression. Stopped by Wang Kui and King, Liu Yue learned of Shen Wei's affair with Zhang Yu. I want to get rid of Shen Wei. At the same time, Shao Che's yearning for Shen Wei deepened. He insisted on taking him back to the palace. Void in your heart. In order to find out the cause of Zhao Yu's death, also to protect the people around you, finally decided to return to the palace. He shaved the Ganlu Temple and returned to the secular world. After the ether, he re-entered the palace in the name of praying for blessings and, before Shen Wei returned to the palace, swear in front of Zhao Yu's throne, I will definitely avenge you. Find out the truth. Let those who hurt you pay with blood. Eyes full of determination and hatred. Shen Wei returned to the court as concubine and stayed in Yangshi Palace. Sha Che doted on him more than ever. Banji. After returning to the palace, Lin Chacho, he spread rumors that he did not abide by the rules in Ganlu Temple. Shen Wei did not move, only used this excuse to severely punish Lin Chacho's personal palace. One kills the chicken and warns the monkey. At the same time, Shen Wei and Sui Wanyi and Song Ning officially formed an alliance, vowed revenge on Queen Liu Yue. To comfort the deceased children and their loved ones, Lin Chacho framed Shen Wei in order to win Sha Che's sympathy. Don't hesitate to damage yourself, let yourself catch a cough. Another hoarse voice is secretly added to the decoction. Describe the medicine of wither. To be sick and haggard, he gently hinted in front of Shao Che. This disease is caused by the spices in the palace of Shen Wei has already seen through this situation. But not in a hurry to expose. Only asked the imperial physician Qin Zhangyan to make a detailed diagnosis was detected from the residue. Shao Che learned that Lin Chacho used himself as a means frame others by the spies scheming. Falling apart. After Lin Chacho fell out of favor, he gave up on Liu Yue. Shen Wei watched Lin Chacho grow increasingly emaciated. There is no pity in my heart. Only wake up. He knows very well that Lin Chacho's mind skills have been lost. Won't stop there. Must be poisoned again. Zhang Ruoyan got pregnant unexpectedly. Zhao Che was overjoyed. Jin Fanghe asked concubine Hui. After Liu Yue learned that Zhang Ruoyan was pregnant, see it as an eyesore. Secretly arranged for palace maids to be in Zhang Ruoyan's diet. Added to advanced contractions, medicinal materials for qi and blood disorders. Lin Chacho was in labor when Zhang Ruoyan gave birth. Intentionally making noise outside the delivery room disturbed Zhang Ruoyan's mind. Keep her from concentrating on giving birth. Zhang Ruoyan was born prematurely. Blood collapsed after giving birth to daughter Jian and Princess. Shen Wei held Princess Zheng and looked at Zhang Ruoyan's body. Inconsolable. Hatred of Liu Yue and Lin Chacho reached its peak. He swore to make them pay with blood. To avenge Zhang Ruoyan and his children, Shen Wei secretly collects evidence against Lin Chacho and find the imperial doctor who provided Lin Chacho with masks. At the same time, you also found out indirect evidence that Chu killed Zhao Yu. Shen Wei exposed Lin Chu in front of Shao Che. All the crimes of Chu. Show evidence. Lin Chacho is speechless. Shao Che was furious, ordered him to be thrown into the coal palace, and Liu Yue saw Shen Wei's fledgling wings as a threat to the rear. Determined to take risks, he bribed the maids in Shen Wei's palace to mix the decoction with a drug that causes delirium. Then he accused Shen Wei of fornication and bribery with the Imperial. It is also proposed to drink blood in public to test relatives to prove. In a banquet ceremony, Liu Yue ordered someone to take the blood of Shen and Qin and drop it. The two blood blended into one. Shen Wei's expression was in a trance, unable to justify himself. Zhao Chai's face was as heavy as rage. In the nick of time, Su Wanyi pointed out that there must be something strange in the water. How can ordinary clear water blend with the blood of the opposite sex? He took the water and retested the blood drops, and it was clear that they were inconsistent. At the same time, J-Box also found out the queen's maid who moved to hands and fed in the water. So the truth is out. Zhao Chai knew Liu Yue's poisonous plan and was heartbroken. He was ordered to ban him from Jingguan Gongfei, unable to call in. However, Liu Yue did not stop there. Still plotting in the shadows of the palace, waiting for an opportunity to make a comeback. Shai Yu didn't actually die. He was captured by the enemy and narrowly escaped. After all the hardships, I returned to the capital. Zhao Yu found Shen Wei. Tell him the truth. He was ambushed. It was caused by Liu Yue and Lin Chechi snitching. Zhao Chai actually knew about his affair with Shen Wei for a long time, always on guard. Even want to get rid of him by the hands of the enemy. At the same time, Zhao Yu also produced evidence that Zhao Chai gave Murong Yang Huan Yixiang back then. It is to control the Murong family. Let Murong Yang be unable to give birth to children and never be in danger. Shen Wei and Zhao Yu reunite. Mixed feelings. Love remains. But he knew that it was impossible for the two of them to go back in time. Zhao Chai learned that Zhao Yu was not dead and met with Shen Wei, burning with jealousy. Increased suspicion. Start planning to get rid of Zhao Yu to avoid future problems. Zhao Chai used the name of fornication with the enemy country and intent give poison and rebellion. Shen Wei heard the news of Zhao Yu's death. Face as still as water. In my heart, the mountains and rivers have already been broken. He turned the pain of his bonds into a blade of revenge. Vowed to completely overthrow Zhao Chai's country. For Zhao Yu for Zhang Ruoyan. And get back the blood debt for the child he never met. He secretly contacted the powerful officials in the DP archive at the same time to satisfy Zhao Chai against the palace. Want to seize power. In front of Zhao Yulin, Shen Wei silently burned the concentrate knot that year. The fire shines in his eyes, cold as frost. He knows that from now on there is no way forward. Even if there are thorns, he must also go to the end alone. Shen Wei Sheng Wan Liu Yue, confirming evidence of murdering Queen Chen Yuan in the past. Then it was presented in front of the Empress Dowager and Zhao Chai. The Empress Dowager was furious. Immediately issued an order to abolish the throne of Queen Liu Yue. Into the cold palace. Never leave the palace. Liu Yue remembered that Shen Wei took advantage of the situation. 6 palaces. However, between him and Zhao Chai, the old love is gone. The remaining step-by-step suspicion and unquenchable hatred. Zhao Chai Chen Conan. Although Shen Wei is sick day and night, but he has already grasped the palace's ban on troops and the courts. Security. Zhao Chai saw the frozen hatred in the bottom of his eyes. Finally, I asked in a trembling voice the sentence over the years. Have you ever had a moment of sincerity? He said every word. The madness of Zhao Yu's loyal Murong Yan. Zhang Ruoyan's depression. Even the injustice of his own soldier boy. All laid out in front of him. Every tragedy is like a knife. The blade originates from the Imperial heart technique. Zhao Chai's eyes widened. A mouthful of blood spurted out between the surging teeth and blood to die. The red dragon raises his hand, but only a broken will remains. Shen Wei, you are so cruel. The voice has not yet fallen. Out of breath. Zhao Chai died. Shen Wei supported his son Yangzi. As the son of Zhao Yu, become a queen mother. Power and opposition take control of the government. Shen Wei stood on the roof of the Hall of Supreme Harmony. Look at the civil and military officials kneeling below. There is no joy in my heart, only endless loneliness. He lost Zhang Ruoyan, Zhao Yu Wanghui. Only Yu Hijing and Princess are left. And endless power and loneliness. After many years, Shen Wei has grey hair. He is sitting in the courtyard of Yangshu Palace, looking at the crop of flowers in the courtyard, remembering myself when I first entered the palace, sighing softly. I wish to have one heart. Whiteheads are not separated. After all, it is a luxury. Princess Jing and ran over and took his hand and said, "What are you thinking about? Are you unhappy?" Shen Wei came back to her senses. Show a gentle smile. This may be his only consolation in this deep palace.